you so much for having me today. I am absolutely thrilled to be talking to you about hopefully a position with your team as an elementary school teacher. My name is Jasmine Perez, and my foundational beliefs are very simple. Students learn best when they're actively engaged, when they have meaningful relationships, and when they are safe and valued in their classrooms. It doesn't matter the child's background, culture, family standing, every student deserves to be seen. To me, education is not just a passive transfer of facts from teacher to worksheets, it is a dynamic relationship. I base much of my teaching philosophy on Jean Piaget's cognitive development theory. I understand that children construct their knowledge in stages through active experiences and reflection. Because of this, I design my instruction using careful scaffolding. I meet my students where they're at developmentally, and I give them structured support to reach their highest potential. Self-reflection, values, and biases are an important thing to highlight as a teacher. True student-centered teaching requires deep self-awareness. My core values are empathy, integrity, and deep respect for all students. These values guide every single interaction I have with the learners, families, and my colleagues. However, to be an equitable teacher, we must also openly acknowledge the implicit biases that exist. If left untouched, these biases can alter our decision making and negatively shape a student's experience. My strategy for managing biases relies on regular self-reflection, seeking feedback from my peers and administrators while making decisions based strictly on student evidence data. By teaching self-awareness and critical thinking to our students as well, we build a deep classroom trust. This is directly improves academic scores and social emotional outcomes. Ethical behaviors and culture is deeply intertwined with the classroom environment you're creating. Creating an inclusive classroom means that every student is emotionally safe and valued, regardless of their cultural or socioeconomic status. As a woman of Hispanic descent, I am deeply passionate about using culturally responsive frameworks. I do not just tolerate diversity. I view our students' unique identities and backgrounds as a beautiful asset to enrich our entire learning community as a school. To protect this environment, I maintain a high level of professional conduct. This means practicing absolute fairness, strict confidentiality, and clear professional boundaries, and I align my daily actions with the model code of ethics for educators. A commitment to students and profession goes hand in hand with culture. My commitment to ethics is anchored to two main pillars of the model code of ethics for educators framework. The principle that I align this with is principle number 3, states our responsibility to the students. Every instructional decision I make centers children as a whole. My job is to protect their dignity and privacy while challenging them to grow. The second principle I want to highlight is principle number 1. It outlines our responsibility to the profession. I hold myself to rigorous standards of personal accountability. I make it my business to know and uphold all relevant state, district, and federal educational policies. Having high expectations while following the model code of ethics for educators includes high effective communication as well. I refuse to use deficit-based assumptions. Instead, I view students through assessment-based lens. Every learner is capable of agency, persistence, and immense progress if given the right tools. I set high expectations, but I couple them with clear learning goals and explicit success criteria. I differentiate my instruction and use scaffolds so all students can reach their standards without ever lowering the bar for the curriculum. Of course, none of this could work without effective communication with my students. I practice active listening and provide timely, constructive feedback. With families, I practice absolute transparency. I provide regular process updates and build collaborative, solution focused partnerships. Digital responsibility and legal compliance is a large part of education in our modern classrooms. Technology is a powerful tool, but it requires deep ethical responsibility. In alignment with the Model Code of Ethics, principle number 5, I model responsible digital citizenship and safe online behavior for my students. Furthermore, I take student data privacy incredibly seriously. I ensure full compliance with federal laws, safeguarding student records, and identifying at all times. Before I ever implement a digital tool, I evaluate it thoroughly through the lens of equity and access. I make sure it provides true instructional value and supports all learners equitably. Professional learning goals. To ensure that I meet all those standards. As an educator, I am dedicated to continuous growth. My number one professional goal is mastering data-driven, differentiated instruction. My second goal is expanding my certifications. I am eager to pursue advanced training in structured literacies such as Orton, Gilliam's training, OG training, to deeply support my students with phonics and reading. I also plan to actively participate in professional learning communities. Ultimately, my teaching is grounded in lifelong learning and regular self-assessment. I constantly reflect on what worked and what didn't work. My vision is to build a safe, respectful, wonderfully challenging classroom where every child is seen as capable of excellence. I am fully prepared to lead with integrity, to collaborate deeply with staff, and dedicate myself completely to the success of students and the broader school community. Thank you so much for your time today. I would love to answer any questions you might have and feedback as well.